Hello and welcome, I'm Curtis, and today I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the 7 clubs that will be playing in the Canadian Premier League in 2019. Now if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing weekly videos about the Canadian Premier League each and every Tuesday. Next week I actually have a really exciting one about the open trials, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. So now let's get started with the very first club announced, York 9 Football Club. York 9 Football Club was announced on May 10th, 2018 and was the first club to join the new Canadian Premier League. The club will be representing the 9 municipalities of the York region, hence the name York 9 Football Club. Now the colors for the club will be electric green, representing the forests of York region, and the other 2 colors will be charcoal gray and black on black, representing the Black Creek River. The club's crest is mostly green, representing the forests of the York region, and includes 9 lines on the very top that represent the 9 different cities or towns of York region. York 9 announced their first ever head coach on July 27th when they assigned the role to former Canadian men's national team player and club executive Jim Brennan as their head coach. York 9 will be playing their home matches out of the York Lions Stadium, located at York University's Keeley campus. The club has plans to build up a modular wooden 15,000-seat stadium within the next 3 years. Calgary was the second city to receive a CPL club with the formation of Calvary FC on May 17th. That same day, Calvary FC announced their first ever head coach and general manager, and really the league's first ever head coach and general manager, in Tommy Weldon Jr. Now the club's colors have a lot of connections to the military aspect of the city. The team's colors are Army Green, Calgary Red, and Black on Black, which continues this trend with sports teams in the city of Calgary having the colors black and red. The club's crest actually pays homage to the Lord Stathacona's horse, as well as the chevron in the crest also represents the Rocky Mountains close by the city. They'll be playing their home matches out of Spruce Meadows, which will be getting a facelift this winter and will be expanding to over 5,000 seats, which will also allow for future expansion. The Halifax Wanderers were the 3rd club to join the Canadian Premier League back on May 25th, and would later announce Stephen Hart as their inaugural head coach for the inaugural season. The club's name comes from the stadium they'll be playing their home matches at starting next year, the Wanderers Ground, which will be expanding to a capacity of 5,000 to 7,000 seats. The city surrounding has a big part to play in the club's colors, with Harbor Blue, Naval Grey, and Aqua Ocean. The club's crest has the Fort George Citadel along with the McDonald Bridge in the background. It also includes the club motto, Our Harbour, Our Home, Our Soul in Gaelic. Now toward the bottom of the crest we have a string of W's that make a C line, and at the very bottom we have an anchor to represent the nautical history of the city. The 4th club was announced on June 6th, and that will be in Winnipeg, and that's Valour FC, which will be playing out of probably the biggest stadium in the Canadian Premier League at Investors Group Field, with a capacity of over 33,000 seats. Just a few weeks after their club announcement, they would actually announce their first head coach and general manager in Rob Gale on June 26th. Now the club's named after a legendary Valour Road right here in the city of Winnipeg. Now that street's famous because it had 3 young men who went off to fight in the First World War, but unfortunately only one returned. The 3 men would go on to receive the Victoria Cross, which is actually the highest military honor in the British Empire. Valour FC's colors are actually Valour Maroon, Wheat Gold, and Earth Black. Now the crest for the club actually has some inspiration from the Victoria Cross medal. The V emulates the folded ribbon of a military medal, with the circle below the V being in the shape of a medal. The V also shows the geographical meeting of the Red River and the Assiniboine River. The one side of the V with the 3 lines also makes a gold W, a nod to the CFL's Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who also share the same stadium. On top is wheat, which symbolizes Manitoba's golden rich fields. Just 2 days after Winnipeg got their club, on June 8th, FC Edmonton was announced in the city of Edmonton. Not long after that, the club named Jeff Pullis as their first ever head coach, and back when they announced the club, they actually announced that Jay Ball will be the general manager of FC Edmonton. The Eddies will be playing their home matches at the Clark Stadium with a capacity of over 5,000 seats. The Northern Alberta Sky and the Blue Collar People of Edmonton helped the club form their colors. Prairie Blue Sky, River City Navy, and White Rabbit. The shield of their crest is from the city coat of arms, while the blue shade on top represents the blue sky with the black bottom half representing the North Saskatchewan River. Now there are 3 letters, an F representing family, a C representing courage, and an E representing energy. They also have the rabbit footprints on the bottom as a tribute to the club's infamous Rally Rabbit. Now Hamilton would be the next club announced in July, announcing that their team will be called Forge FC and will be playing at a Tim Hortons field. They recently announced Bobby Smirnotis as their first head coach. Now the club's colors actually represent the industrial part of the city as well as their hardworking people, with spark orange, platinum steel, and waterfall white. The club's crest actually represents the people of the city of Hamilton, with the H representing, of course, the city of Hamilton, and the open space in the H representing a cascading waterfall. The 3 sparks on top represent the city, community, and the club. Now the last club they announced was on July 20th when they announced Pacific FC on Vancouver Island. The club 2 months ago announced Michael Silberbauer as their first ever head coach. The club will be playing out of the West Hills Stadium with a capacity of about 6,500 to 7,500 seats. The club's colors will be Starfish Purple, Lagoon Blue, and Lighthouse White. Now the shape of the crest is actually the shape of a tree native to Vancouver Island, the Douglas fir. The shape is split in 2, with the right side representing an abstract shape of the island itself. At the bottom is a trident which represents having control of the sea. The blue chevron at the very bottom represents the ocean wave, as well as Victoria, Victory, and Vancouver Island. Hi guys, I know that was a lot of info today on these 7 clubs, but at least you kind of have an understanding of what these 7 clubs that will be playing next year are about. Now if you liked the video, please make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to share, please hit that share button. I really appreciate it, just so you can spread the word of the Canadian Premier League as well as this channel and what I'm trying to do here every Tuesday. Now if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys right here next week for my Open Trials episode.